Oh, mercy, mercy me. Things just aren't the way they used to be. Can't think of that. Can't help but think of that song today by Marvin Gaye because I've never seen it this bad with the smoke, and I'm going to share with you some of the pictures that this is the weather update, obviously, for the 20th, and I have a whole video as well, but I'll share with you some of the pictures. And you could smell it in the air. I never smelled anything like this. I can never remember. Like, the only other time I remember something like this was when there were some bad fires in the Carolinas. But even then, it wasn't this thick. This is unbelievable how thick the smoke was, and you could see the sun just barely shining. It disappeared before it even set, which is crazy how much smoke there was in the air. And like I said, I have a whole bunch of pictures here. Here's some more. You could see that dim, feeble sun there, and this is what the haze in the air looked like. Maybe you had a mile visibility or a mile or two, and that was it. Very thick haze across the area, and just unbelievable what it looked like. And this was, like I said, around 6 o'clock, and it got even worse as we got toward the sunset hours. You could see, here we go again. This is like around 7 o'clock now, and you could see the sun just getting really dim and just fading away before it even sets. It's quite incredible to see. Here's another picture. It's just incredible. And then the last picture we have for you here is as it was right around 7:30. The sun was already disappearing. This is Mineola, and you'll see a lot more of this later. You can see that red, just dim sun, and disappeared before it even set, which is quite incredible. Let's go look at the satellite now, and you can clearly see the smoke, and also a line of thunderstorms that looks like severe thunderstorms, actually. You can almost see an outflow boundary right here. You can see, look at that thick smoke. Incredible. Good news is you see clearer air up here that hopefully we're going to get into behind this cold front for Thursday. But right now we are just dealing with this smoke and very bad air quality across the area. We're going to go right to the high-resolution satellite, and you can see, look at how far the smoke has traveled, and you can see it has traveled all across the whole country. The majority of this smoke is coming from British Columbia, the fires over here, and then we have the fires over here in California and Oregon. This Tamarack fire is completely out of control right now, and you can see again all the smokes just traveled all across the country, but you can see what looks like clean air that we might get into for Thursday and Friday, perhaps, before we start dealing with the smoke again. These fires are still going over here, by the way, in this part of Canada. So, incredible, just incredible seeing all this smoke traveling across the entire country and having it at the lower levels, too. You know, I saw Herbert Hoffman say on News 12, oh, it's at the higher levels. No, it's at the lower levels. Why is it so hazy here? And why does it smell like spruce burning outside and firs burning and pines burning? It's because of the fire. Smoke is also at the surface as well. But, you know, they sugarcoat everything at News 12. They're in their own little world, and they may have to be called out yet again today because I'm just disgusted with them. I'm beyond disgusted with them at this point. But this, again, is what we were dealing with today. All this smoke across our area, which is quite incredible. And all that smoke has caused air quality alerts for our area. And you can see air quality alerts. Let's see, New Jersey has issued it. Let's see if they're going to expire tonight or not, or they will be continued into tomorrow. Right now, no word on whether this is going to be continued. All right. It looks like Pennsylvania has issued it for tomorrow, Wednesday, July 21st. So code orange air quality alert. And this is only this is a very unique situation because this is the only time when air quality in New York has gotten to be so bad. And I want to point that out as well. So many different things to talk about here. Let's look at our current conditions meanwhile here. The main story today was the smoke, but it was also uncomfortable out as well. Temperatures in the mid to upper 80s, and it's humid out there. It's not that dry. Upper 60s, low 70s. It's stifling out there, especially with the smoke. And you can see low 70s dew points over New Jersey. we're going to go and look at some of the historical, the high temperatures for today, and see what we topped out at. And you generally see mid-80s across the area. Mid-80s, 88 in Carl Place, 88. Farmingdale managed to get to 88, 86 at Islip, 87. Looks like at West Ham, 87 at Brookhaven Airport in Shirley. Let's see how Jersey did. Probably there. Everybody's probably similar today as far as temperatures go with the westerly wind. Was 90 at LaGuardia, 86 at JFK, 86 around Toms River. So generally everybody's fairly uniform. Between the smoke and the northwesterly winds kept everything uniform. Not much of a sea breeze today at all. I'm not even going to spend too much time talking about that because the main story is the smoke, which is really just, like I said, I've never seen it. We're going to look at some observations. And yes, we have thunderstorms we have to watch too on top of that. So you can see Farmingdale reporting 77, fair with haze. And you can see throughout the day here, fair with haze being reported at Farmingdale. And you can see those dew points came up during the day too as well. So, like I said, very warm day today, very uncomfortable. And it was like that all across the day, especially with the smoke. You throw in the smoke, and it made it so much worse. And lack of a sea breeze, that made it worse. So, a lot of things. Now we got to watch these thunderstorms here. Severe line of thunderstorms. This is going to affect us more like tomorrow, I think, but it looks like it's a little ahead of schedule. It's already in Albany, and these are some pretty nasty thunderstorms. This is a pretty strong cold front that is approaching our area, and the smoke may enhance some of these thunderstorms. I'm thinking it might, especially with lots of lightning. So let's take a look and see how much lightning these are producing here. And sure enough, I do see a good amount of lightning. Well, not a terrible amount of lightning. It seems like the lightning thing cannot keep up, but there is a good amount of lightning with these storms. All right, and this is the cold front that is coming into our area right now. Now, before I get started with that, NYC air quality, because it was actually air quality at NYC plummets to smoke from. They said so you can see all the articles here about the air quality, worst air quality in more than 14 years. The concentration of fine particulate matter was 7 times the WHO's healthy limit. The air in NYC was so bad it was hard to make out buildings in Midtown Manhattan from across the Hudson just 2 miles away. So here you see, this is all from the smoke, and it's incredible that it's traveled this far. And you can see we're in red zones here on healthy air quality in New York because of the smoke. It's that thick. It's unbelievable how this smoke has traveled across the country like it has. And that is the main story that we're dealing with right now. It's just the smoke that should be the top story on almost every news station. Unfortunately, it's not. They'd rather talk about something else that we're all tired of hearing about that isn't a problem for most of us, except those who don't get vaccinated. So the pandemic is over. Let's talk about something else. It's over and done. All right, but that I'm going to save for another video because I'm furious with News 12 and a lot of other media harping on this pandemic. It's over. We have much more serious problems to deal with. Look outside your window today. That's a lot more serious than the pandemic because it's a sign of the climate emergency we are in right now. All right, so let's go look at the weather map here. Sorry, I had to pause the video because I realized the moon was out and I had to go take a picture of it. This is what the moon looks like. It's red. Isn't that incredible? Oh my gosh, that is very hard to get a picture of this because the moon is like 10 times dimmer than it normally is. So it's almost like there's an eclipse. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, anyway, let's get back to the weather here. And we have this high that's going to be building in. Cold front comes through tomorrow. And you can see right here on the map, but we're going to have this high building, and you can see the flow is coming out of eastern Canada. So this means that the air will not have this smoke that we have been dealing with. So let's go take a closer look and see what's going to be happening here across the area. Let's go to the HRRR, and I should have the 0ZHRRR in, the whole thing, so it'll help. Oh, that doesn't look good at all. Okay, so here's that line. It does fizzle the line out, but there could be one little breakaway cell that possibly might hold together from it that might move through in the morning. And then the line redevelops in the early afternoon, and we could see some strong to severe thunderstorms move through our area in the afternoon. Looks like right around 3, 4 o'clock, we could really get hammered with a severe thunderstorm, and then that moves through, and then that's the front, and then it's through. But this could be an intense storm, and this could actually put on quite a show. And I'm going to be on the lookout for this storm to actually. It looks like it's heading right for the North Shore there, and that could be a nice little storm right there that's going to move through and be pretty impressive. We'll have to see what happens with that, but this is the risk that we have with the thunderstorms tomorrow, and then after that we're done. We're dry and we'll have fair weather. It's developing maybe a sprinkle or two maybe over our area with some instability on Thursday. But let's take a look at the dew points, because this really marks the changes in air mass. And I'll look at the HRRR vertically integrated smoke as well. We'll go to that model as well again. But you'll see here, look at these dew points. You can see they start coming down. We have a light west wind in the morning, and then the cold front comes through. Well, this is more of an outflow boundary, but this is really indicating some strong winds with this front. And that's the main threat with these storms. And then we have much drier air coming into the picture on Thursday. Dew points dropping through the 50s. So that's the HRRR there on that. Let's go to the temperatures. So you'll see that we'll be in the 80s tomorrow, but look at that sharp drop-off in temperature. This is around 3, 4 o'clock this thing comes through. And you can see, look at what it does to the temperatures. It drops them quick. This could be a significant wind, a straight-line wind event. This is what this seems to be indicating right now. And I'm wondering if this looks like it could be even a derecho, perhaps. Maybe we'll finally get our turn and get a derecho here. And then for Thursday, we are much more comfortable. And for Friday, you'll see here, temperatures also will be generally seasonable, upper 70s, low 80s, fairly comfortable. And Saturday, things are also fairly seasonable right through the weekend. Let's get a little more into this severe weather threat here, because there is stuff to talk about here that the Weather Service has posted here with this cold front that we're going to be dealing with tomorrow. Some of these storms they've placed us in a level 2 slight risk for tomorrow. The SPC right there, as you see on the map. And the conditions are very favorable for this, that I think we could have some impressive storms tomorrow. And they could have shelf clouds with them too, perhaps, which would be really cool. Let's go to the thunderstorm day 2, and you can see we are in the slight area here. So conditions are pretty favorable. You got to remember, the smoke is only going to help the situation. So got to keep that in mind too as well. So let's go back to the models here, and we will go ahead and look at our sky conditions, and then the vertically integrated smoke. So this is the GFS, obviously, tomorrow. Before the storms move through, there'll be plenty of hazy sunshine, and then the storms move through. We're still going to be dealing with that smoke. When I think the storms come through, they're going to clear that smoke right on out of here. And then for Thursday, a mix of sun and clouds. Friday should be a mostly sunny day. Saturday also looks like a mostly sunny day as well. And hopefully, no smoke. I don't really want to spend too much time on the sky conditions because we have so many other things going on tonight. Here is the NAM for your Wednesday, and you can see those clouds build into the area. And then for Thursday, should be a mostly sunny day, maybe some afternoon clouds, but I think it should be a nice day, and hopefully we'll get some blue sky out of it as well. Now, let's go to the radar simulation on the NAM, which looks a lot different than the HRRR. Now, the NAM develops the storms mainly over Jersey and doesn't really develop another line until later in the evening that will go over eastern Long Island. So it's interesting how the NAM and the HRRR are completely disagreeing here on this. However, the HRRR is a better short-range model, so I'm a little more likely to think the HRRR could have a little more of an accurate say that we have a really good risk of seeing some severe thunderstorms tomorrow, and that would also be with shelf clouds and things like that. Let's we may see some really impressive cloud formations too. So tomorrow could be a very interesting day weather-wise. Now let me go to the HRRR vertically integrated smoke, which is what we're going to go to right now. And this is the This is the data visualization on the smoke here that we're going to get. We're going to load this up. Takes a little while. While we're waiting, I guess we can go to Vent to Sky, but no, it's loading, hopefully. All right, let's do the near surface smoke first. So to slowly load the map so you can see where the near surface smoke is. And you can see, look at that, we are in the red here. So you can see this whole area of red here. This is the near surface smoke for tomorrow, all right? Well, this is actually currently the near surface smoke. Now, we cannot move this along, I don't think. This one we cannot move along, but the vertically integrated smoke we can move along and forecast that and show you what's going to happen here. It's a little slow loading, but let's get this on the screen. So this is the vertically integrated smoke, and you can see how thick it is over our area. If I pull out, you can sort of see where the smoke is going, and you can see it's just very slow, but you can sort of see that the smoke has gone out over this ridge here in the west, then down into the along the jet stream. All right, along this area of, well, the jet stream is, like, thank God, is coming back a little bit. So this is clean air up here around Toronto and eastern Canada. This is what I'm hoping we can get into as we get into the. This is supposed to play. Let me see. I'm just having trouble with this site. I don't know. It's very slow. So I'm going to use the Earth site I'm at the windy site to show you the smoke. All right, because it's really it's having trouble with it. It's a good site, but it's, I don't know, maybe a lot of people are using it, so it's a little slow perhaps. Let's go to air quality. All right, so this shows the smoke pretty well here, and we'll show you what happens. And this uses the European model. So as we go into tomorrow, you'll see it's still over us. There's the smoke. It's still over us. But watch what happens when we get in tomorrow night. Boom, it shifts to the south. And then for Thursday, we're not dealing with that much smoke at all. Friday, also fairly clean as well. So we're definitely going to get a break from the smoke. It may not all be gone, but it'll definitely not be like the way it is today, which is unbelievably bad. So let's go to the Vent to Sky here and look at our thunderstorm threat for tomorrow, because we're going to have some pretty good CAPE levels, I think. We already have good CAPE levels, but wait till we get to tomorrow. Here's Wednesday, 8 o'clock, 11 o'clock. Right now, it looks like most of them seem to stay to the south, oddly enough. And then look at that. That right there shows the HRRR developing a really strong thunderstorm right over this area that could have some pretty strong winds when you see that kind of thing. And if you were to look at the precipitation, you would see, look at this intense thunderstorm that it has developed over us. And this is, again, uses the HRRR. And again, this would be the kind of threatening storms that we could have, and the wind gusts that could be associated with these storms. You can see are actually being predicted in a gust front with gusts that could be 50 to 60 miles an hour here. This is 2 o'clock. You don't see too much going on. 3 o'clock. Here's your first line of storms here. It gets more stronger as it moves further east. Here at 50 miles an hour. And you can see it really sets up a nice little gust front here as it moves southeastward. So this is what we're going to have to be concerned about. Strong straight line winds with these storms tomorrow is a good possibility, I think. A very good possibility. And, you know, you also see the drop in the temperature when these storms come through, that they will drop the temperature quite drastically from the mid to upper 80s down to the 60s. All right. So you're going to have that into that gust front air, and hopefully this will also bring cleaner air, clear out the smoke from our area as well. But this is what we have to be concerned about. When you see something like this showing up on the model where it clearly shows a thunderstorm with a really strong outflow, this is really a concern here. And that's why I think we have a good bet of seeing storms with strong straight-line wind damage. Perhaps derecho-like is always a possibility, though derechos are usually much more long-lived. But it could be a really strong straight-line wind event, possibility for power outages and all hell breaking loose, basically, with these storms that move through. We could also look at the lifted index, too, as well. And you can see just really deep in the red here. So this is what we have to concern ourselves with tomorrow. So we got the smoke today, Smokepocalypse today, severe thunderstorms tomorrow, I think is a good way to put it. So, and then after that, things should hopefully quiet down. Before I end this weather update, I want to show a few more satellite loops of what the fires look like out west, and then we'll wrap it up. So, again, this is the smoke over our area, but let's go to the U.S., the Pacific Northwest, and show you what's going on there. And you can see, look at all that smoke there. That is, we'll try to do a 24 frame here so you can see a little more of that. That is the Tamarack fire right there. It's just incredible, all these fires going all over California. And you can see just all the smoke. But the coastal cities aren't dealing with too much smoke. It's all blowing inland. So places like Montana, and that's the other thing, the heat. Yes, the heat in Montana. There's a lot of heat going on over there. Let's go to the weather and hazards for that. Actually, let me go back to this map here. I'll pull this out one more time so we can take a look. We've got red flag warnings and excessive heat warnings and drought advisories all in effect here. And look at some of these temperatures in Montana right now. Or it doesn't look too hot right now, but it was hotter earlier. It got up to the triple digits, I think. If you look at some of these stations like Billings, Montana, for instance. Let's go look at Billings, Montana. And then I'll wrap this up. Billings, Montana, because I think it got into the hundreds yesterday. So 77 right now. But let's see what they were today. A little cooler today. They were in the 90s, low 90s. But yesterday it was extremely hot. I don't know if I went over this in the last weather update. But look at this. 106, 105. And just very hot, dry conditions. And this is what favors the wildfires. And you have thunderstorms out there, too, also, that are scattered in the west, that are not really producing a lot of rain, but producing a lot of lightning, which starts new fires. So that's the other problem going on. Speaking of thunderstorms, let's just look at this radar one more time. We'll look at the Upton radar to show you the storms up to the north and the west. That probably will fall apart by the time they get here. But again, we got to watch for this all setting up again tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be a very active day with the weather, I think. So with that wraps up this weather update. And like I said, I expect a severe thunderstorm watch to be issued for tomorrow because of these thunderstorms. And again, there's a good risk of severe thunderstorms with damaging straight-line winds tomorrow, possibly gusting up to 60 miles an hour or more. So that is a possibility. Keep that in mind. And always pay attention to the radar. And, I'll try to update you when I can. Thanks, and have a good night.